Hope is on the horizon! My Hero Academia chapter 328 sees how Stain actually came upon the information that he passed along to All Might. During the prison breakout, he was doing his usual thing, namely cutting whoever he could with a shiv. But we see that when the whole Tartarus situation happened, he was a little bit confused. It's just like, Tartarus is not supposed to fall like this. If this is happening here, that's a really bad thing. I need information. So naturally, first place he heads to is where all the information should be. But once he gets there, ooh, it is a scene of carnage. Absolute and utter carnage. But being the very skilled, observant person that he is, he notices that one guard isn't gripping a firearm. He's sheltering something as if it were a babe in his arms, as Stain puts it. And so when Stain goes for it, the guy's just like, why? Why would you grab this and not a weapon? So he was basically trying to play dead for as long as he could so that the information he had wouldn't go into enemy hands. And the guard who's dying, he's straight dying. Like, there is no saving this man. Is just like, you worked with Shigaraki. I can't let you have this. Which just enhances Stain's thought that, okay, this is something really important. And then he looks at it, is data storages and all that. So he takes it. And this guy, man, props to this dying guard, because he is damned is gonna keep doing his job right up into the end. I think he probably must have had like family or something, because like he is fighting hard to keep that information safe. And so he picks up a gun and he aims it at Stain. It's just like, no, the right people must have that information. I have to do my duty. But Stain tells him, listen, things have gone awry. I will make sure that this information gets to the right person. And this guy gives this nebulous response, questioning, are you a man or are you a beast? Because you do have to kind of question that from Stain. It's just like, what are you exactly? And I feel like that question relates to something we've seen before in this series, but I can't place my finger on it. But Stain simply replies that he's just an ally to the world that should be, but I am still a beast. So he takes both roles in stride, and then we see, All for One as he's been released with Shigaraki at his side, and Stain just slinking in the shadows. He dived into the crushing waves below to escape. And we hear a little bit of Stain's letter to All Might that he didn't completely understand the significance of that information, but he made sure he would deliver it to the person he trusted the most. He found out the information about All Might, what had happened, how Endeavor had rose to prominence, but Stain was determined to deliver this information to All Might, because the greatest generation began with him. And we see All Might with Tsukauchi, who's, ooh man, Tsukauchi and his whole team looking ragged. They've been through some shit. Let's not sugarcoat it. They've been through some shit. And Tsukauchi is just feels a little bit of kind of some way about receiving this kind of information from, of all people, the hero killer. But I mean, information is information, dude. But they find out the information that there was some kind of radio wave shutdown that caused everything to go down. And the mainframe was hit both inside and out with this kind of radio wave pulse. So they deduced that maybe it was because All for One and Shigaraki had kind of synchronized their attacks. But All Might uses his knowledge of how his vestige within One for All works, and how his vestige inside All for One for All was kind of able to connect with it when he came into contact with Midoriya. But he says that it shouldn't work as a two-way channel. Like, his thoughts can get into his vestige, but his vestige's thoughts can't get into him, basically. And it was only when he touched Midoriya, but it wasn't words, it was just more like a feeling. And it feels a little irrational that something so far away could have such a great amount of communication to time something so perfectly. But, I mean, they kind of just have to assume that maybe that was the case. And when they decode the radio waves that are being sent out, it reads, make him complete in 38 days, which is kind of shit, because everybody thought they had a minimum of 2 months. But, I mean, the doctor easily could have just fudged the info to make it seem like they had more time than they actually had. But, unfortunately, that means that instead of having a month's time, we only have 3 days before everything goes to hell in a handbasket, which is not good. That's not good. Like a month, I'm just like, okay, cool, a month. That's plenty of time for a lot of shit to happen. 3 days, fuck me. 3 days is barely anything. And then we see that, of course, the UN would be involved at some point. Like a lot of different governments would see this as a major issue. Like an entire country has basically fallen to terrorists. But a lot of countries, there's a lot of planning they need to work through, a lot of paperwork. It's just like, who do we send over? Who can we afford to send over? And you would think, well, why does that really matter? Just send like half of your people over to help sort this out. But the thing about sending over heroes to another country, that gives rise to any criminal activity in your own country. It's just like, oh, they sent some of their top people over there. Shit, this is our chance to kind of get in the swing of getting in a little bit of that destruction they got going on over in Japan. So that would give rise to anarchy in all those other places, not to mention all those other places already have a rise in anarchy. Because apparently, All For One, he really is a big figure out there in the world. He has multiple affiliates all over the world, and it almost as if simultaneously they received info that, hey, All For One has escaped. Let's rise up and cause some havoc. So it's not just Japan. Other places around the world are already dealing with some shit because of all of this. So that's definitely not good. And now naturally some countries, their heroes want to go in and get involved, put a stop to all of this. And if nothing else, just to, for a sense of justice and to, if All For One is encouraging all this criminal activity so in other places, I mean, you can't have that. You gotta stamp that shit out before it be, one house fire can become a fire throughout a whole entire neighborhood with the right fuel. So you gotta nip that shit in the bud. But there's a lot of red tape and litigations and this, that, and the other going on. But I love this specifically because it's just like, ooh, Horikoshi, you understand America so well. Because the representative from America is just like, well, you see, about all that red tape stuff, well, our top hero has already left. She just wasn't willing to wait any longer, so she just ran off to Japan, riding on a stealth bomber. And I love her reasoning behind this. She's just like, I was gonna get greenlit sooner or later. And the request came from All Might. And we find out that apparently this is a former protege of All Might named Star and Stripe, the current #1 hero in America. And my god, if she does not look like female All Might. Like, yo, just put them dark little things under her eyes and it's just like, boom. Like, not to mention, honestly, she might look like that in the future. Like, she looks like a young All Might. Like, during the Heroes Rising and all of that, like, it looks like a female young All Might. And it's just like, yo! And she thick. She thick. I can't wait to see her in action. I want to know everything there is to know about her. New waifu. New waifu incoming. But, like, seriously, American superheroes just being like, yeah, I'm just gonna go over there. It's gonna get approved anyway. Might as well. It's just like, yeah, that's some America right there. You can even hear her theme song in the background going, America, oh, fuck yeah. Coming your way to save the motherfucking day, yeah. Like, you could hear that in the background. She's a straight up flag. She's straight up the flag. It's just like, oh man, that's not subtle. It's just like, dude, have you seen American superheroes? The fuck is subtlety? The fuck is subtlety? It is unfortunate that you don't have Captain Celebrity, but I feel though as though in Vigilantes, I thought he had kind of stepped down for a while in order to raise his child. So, I mean, he probably stopped being the number one hero so that Star and Stripe could kind of come to the forefront, more or less. I wouldn't be surprised. And if anything, Captain Celebrity might just be back home doing his thing, making sure his wife and kid are protected. I don't know how much time has kind of passed between when he had gone home from Japan and when this takes place. I would assume it was about within 5 years, so he probably mostly does local stuff, not as widespread as he used to be, because, I mean, his kid is still young. Like, that's a good dad to me, just wanting to at least be there for his wife and child. Although I hope that's the reasoning, otherwise, the fuck? Get me some Vigilantes characters. But I love the implications here. I can't wait to see where it goes. Can't wait to see Star and Stripe in action. I would love a team up with her and Deku. That would be so awesome, so amazing. I would love it if they kind of get like a dynamic going on. And I am wondering why then again, I would say, why haven't we ever heard about her? But we only really know so much about All Might's time in America. And even in terms of Heroes Rising, we had a little bit of All Might in the West Coast. And then the actual movie took place on some remote island, so I guess that makes a bit of sense. But I need full-on flashbacks. I want to know everything about this character. I'm deeply invested already. I swear to God, Horikoshi, do not kill this character off. Do not kill this character off. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think of Star and Stripe? New favorite character or potential cannon fodder? You decide. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you later. Same Star and Stripe channel, same Star and Stripe time. Bye-bye.